The 2026 crypto rally isn't Bitcoin or Ether, it is XRP.
It is XRP, the coin formerly known as Ripple.
It is interest in XRP. They call it the XRP Army, and I realize they call it that for a reason. We launched this fund. It'll be 16 weeks tomorrow, and the money that's come in is quite extraordinary.
What is XRP? XRP is a digital asset designed mainly for fast, low-cost international payments. It is closely associated with the company Ripple Labs. This is the Ripple Labs main website. You can check it out yourself. They have 3 to 5 second payment settlements, 1 million custody wallets, 90% of global FX market coverage, and it shows their current customers as well on their main homepage. And Ripple Labs create technology aimed at helping banks and financial institutions move money across borders more efficiently. And let's check out the current XRP price. As of today, it's standing at 152 USD, and it's the 4th largest cryptocurrency in the market. So XRP is a cryptocurrency and settlement token used on the XRP Ledger, a decentralized blockchain created in 2012. And if you check on the XRP Ledger website, in 2012, XRPL launches its native currency XRP. The trio of developers, which is David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, and Arthur Brito, continued to work to build a distributed ledger that improved upon these fundamental limitations of Bitcoin, originally naming the code Ripple. The ledger included a digital asset that would originally be called Ripples. To follow the same naming convention as Bitcoin, at the time the name Ripple stood for the open source project, the unique consensus ledger transaction protocol, the network, and the digital asset known as Ripples. Okay, its main purpose is to act as a bridge currency for transferring value between different currencies. For example, Bank A in the US wants to send the money to Bank B in South Korea. Instead of converting USD to Korean won directly through multiple intermediaries, the system can use USD, XRP, and to the Korean won. Because XRP transactions settle in 3 to 5 seconds, this can be faster and cheaper than traditional systems. So why was it created? The traditional international payment system, like Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, commonly called SWIFT, has problems. Transfers can take 1 to 5 days. Multiple intermediary banks add fees. Liquidity must be held in foreign accounts. Ripple designed XRP to solve these issues by enabling near-instant settlement, reducing transaction costs, removing the need for pre-funded foreign accounts. This concept is called on-demand liquidity, ODL. So the XRP ledger is different from many other blockchains. No mining, unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum. XRP does not use mining. Instead, it uses a system called consensus. Validators on the network agree on transactions every few seconds. Like settlement time will be 3 to 5 seconds, transaction per second 1,500 plus. Fees are usually fractions of a cent, which is very cheap. This makes it one of the fastest major blockchain networks. Now let's talk about the supply of XRP. The total supply is fixed forever for XRP. It's capped at 100 billion XRP, created all at once in 2012 by Ripple Labs. There is no mining unlike Bitcoin, and no new XRP can ever be created. Supply is permanently at 100 billion. The circulating supply is around 57 to 60 billion XRP as of today. This includes XRP on exchanges held by individuals and institutions and actively being traded. Also, Ripple Labs controls a large portion of XRP, but is locked in escrow. 40 plus billion XRP is locked. 1 billion XRP released every month. Any unused portion is returned to escrow. This creates predictable supply, controlled distribution, reduced risk of sudden dumping. Let's simplify. Month start 1 billion XRP unlocked, maybe 200 to 300 million used or sold. Remaining 700 to 800 million goes back into escrow. So actually new supply entering the market is much more smaller than 100 billion. And every transaction on the XRP ledger burns a tiny fee, like 0.0001 XRP, which is a very small amount, and the effect is total supply slowly decreases over time. XRP is technically deflationary, but burn rate is very small, not a major price driver yet. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Who holds the supply? Let's break it down. Ripple holds about 40 to 45%. The public holds about 55 to 60% of XRP. This is important information because Ripple still has significant influence over supply, but they cannot release it freely due to escrow rules. Now, I'm going to give you a quick comparison between XRP and Bitcoin about supplies. XRP has max supply of 100 billion XRP is created pre-mined. XRP has an inflation, which is none, deflation, slight burning. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has a max supply of 21 million. It's created mining over time. Inflation is decreasing. Deflation, yes, lost coins. Think of XRP like this. Total supply equals fixed pie at 100 billion cap. Circulating supply equals how much is on the table. The escrow equals controlled release system. Burning equals tiny slices disappearing over time. So what is XRP used for again? Number one, cross-border payments. Financial institutions can use XRP as a bridge currency. Number two, liquidity for remittances. Money transfer companies can convert currencies quickly without holding foreign reserves. Number three, micropayments. Because fees are tiny, XRP can be used for small transactions, digital tipping, and streaming payments. DeFi and tokenization is number four. The XRP ledger can also support tokenized assets, decentralized exchanges, and stablecoins. This is extra information, but I want to show you guys the difference between XRP and Bitcoin in futures. We learned that XRP's main purpose is payment and liquidity, whereas Bitcoin is store of value. XRP's transactions time is 3 to 5 seconds, whereas Bitcoin is 10 minutes. XRP, like we learned, there is no mining. Bitcoin, there is mining. Therefore, XRP has very low energy usage, whereas Bitcoin has high energy usage. XRP is pre-minted, Bitcoin is gradual mining. Okay. Later on in our channel, we'll make a very detailed video between the difference between XRP and Bitcoin and which is better. So, look out for that. The SEC lawsuit was a major event. One of the biggest events in XRP's history was the SEC versus Ripple Labs. In 2020, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission sued Ripple, claiming XRP was unregistered security. In 2023, after 3 years, a U.S. court ruled XRP itself is not a security when traded on exchange. Some institutional sales by Ripple may qualify as securities. This ruling was considered a partial win for Ripple's and had a big impact on XRP's market price. Okay, the advantages of XRP, let's check that back. The speed, transactions finalized in seconds, low cost, extremely small fees, scalability is thousands of transactions per second, institutional focus built for banks and payment companies. And there are some criticisms of XRP today. Centralization concerns. Ripple holds a large amount of XRP. Dependence on Ripple. Some believe XRP's success depends too much on the company. Competition. Other networks aim to solve the same problem, including Stellar and Solana. And to review back the simple example of transaction of XRP, like we learned, sending money internationally with XRP, the sender converts USD to XRP. XRP is sent across the network in 3 seconds. Receiver converts XRP to local currency. Total cost, often a few cents. This is the main goal why XRP was created, guys. To sum it all up, XRP is a cryptocurrency built to move money around the world quickly and cheaply, especially for banks and payment companies. What is the current price? It's currently at 151 now. It's still around 150-ish. And make sure to subscribe if you're interested in cryptocurrency or stocks or other investment, because our channel is about investment and more information will come soon to you. Thank you for your time and have a nice day, everyone.